All right, all right. Thanks for stopping by. So there he goes. There goes the State Parks Authority. He just ran us off. We got ran off again. Unbelievable. So let me tell you what happened. So this is where we were parked, right here. Beautiful overlook, right here on this turnaround, right off the 101. We're a couple hundred yards off the 101. Look at this place. Beautiful spot. Kevin was right there. I was right there. There were some other couples come up and parked with us the last few nights. This is where we were. And check this out. This is where we moved to. What is this, like 50 feet away? I'm not kidding you guys. This is what happened. He told us we could not be parked on this side of the utility pole. He said the other side was the highway department property, and we could deal with the highway patrol if they came by. But on the other side, this guy was so spiteful that he made us move 50 feet. Unbelievable. Okay, so let me walk down here so you can get some perspective about the layout of this place. So here's the main little road coming in. And he said that if we park right along here, that he had nothing to do with us anymore. We were just asking questions, being polite, and all of a sudden the guy just flips a switch and says, well, if you want to argue with me, I'll just call the police up here and let the highway patrol deal with you. Then he jumps in his van and takes off, and then he stops down at the end of this road, gets out, takes a picture of our vans, and then he leaves in a huff. And we're like, who's arguing? We're not arguing, we're just asking questions so this won't happen again about where can we park and where we can't. But anyway, he went off and called the police on us, and we hung around waiting for the police to come, and they never did, so we moved on. But I just can't believe it went down that way. So we're in the process of packing it up. We're going to move on up into the forest and, move inland away from the beach where we got less chance of this thing happening. But we enjoyed our time here. It's too bad we got ran off again. I can kind of see this is starting to be a pattern now. And, this is Memorial Day weekend, so it looks like this is when the enforcement comes out. So I guess this is where it's going to be for a while. So let's crank it up and move on down the road. We got a spot in mind. Let's check it out. So we're saying farewell to this spot. Let's hit the road. And here it is. Which way do we go? Do we go left? Do we go straight? Do we go to the right? Well, we go straight back to our campsite. This is in the National Forest. I guess we're probably about 20 miles from where we left on the coast. I want to show you the way into this place. Then we'll pan around here and I'll show you this giant campsite we found. Check it out. We got room to spread out here. So back behind us there is like a little rise and you get a better view, but there's no level places to park back up in there. Oh, there's Bella taking a pee. I appreciate that, Belle, making a cameo appearance there. But anyway, this is a good spot. I'm kind of glad we got ran off. Because here we can actually relax. We can get tables out, put a tent up, and all that stuff that we could not do right there on the coastline. There's a few other places up the road that we passed, but none of them are good as this place. This is the largest one by far. And we're thinking we're going to stay here a week. And since this is the National Forest, I think we're cool to stay here 14 days without any problem anyway. But we never stay anywhere that long. Another great place about this campsite is cell signal's good here. So that's important to us, having to upload the video. So this is great. We did not supply ourselves with food and things like that very well, so we will have to go into town. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to flip a coin, and one of us is going to go in, the other is going to stay here and secure the campsite so it won't get taken when we leave. Because like I said, we got the holiday weekend coming up, and this place is probably going to get crowded starting on Thursday. So yeah, this is great to be able to find a place like this because, when you're parking in places that you're really not sure if you're supposed to be or not, you really can't 100% relax. You've always kind of looking over your shoulder and hoping you don't get that knock at night. But here, we do not have to worry about that, so I can sleep completely restful and not worry about, pulling out the table and chairs and the tent and just totally relax. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're stealth parking is the anxiety that it'll give you, and a little bit of nervousness that'll just stay in your mind that you cannot shake no matter what, if you feel like you're kind of on the run, so to speak. So this is good to find a place like this. So Kevin and I just talked. He's going to go into town tomorrow and get supplies, and I'm going to stay here and watch his campsite. So we're going to stock up for, we're thinking 10 days now. So, just sit back, relax, enjoy the mountains and the nature. And we've got shade here. That's another thing because I've sunburned so easily. And for being on the coast with no trees to sit under, I'm just so burned all the time, and I got to watch that. The sunscreen's just not working. So it's great to be able to get here and put a chair underneath the shade trees, crack open a brewski, and relax. Oh, and another thing I want to talk about is when you are boondocking along the 101 and you found like a little pull-off to park at, do not be surprised if you have visitors at night that come up and share your campsite. It's kind of a common thing here. And I know in a lot of places in the country, if somebody sees a spot's taken, they just move on. But I didn't have a problem with it. The first night, actually, I had 3 other people pull up right about dark. And, they would get out and say, hey, you mind if we park here behind you for the night? Of course, I don't mind. It's a public spot. What can you say? It's not your land. Of course you can. But it'll give you an opportunity to make new friends, so look at it that way. I wish I'd have had the wherewithal to grab my camera and record the interaction with the state parks guy, because he gave us a lot of inaccurate information. He went from you could only park here on the pull-off for 4 hours, and that's not true because the signs right up the road say you can stay there from sun up until sundown. And it just made him angry when we pointed things like that out to him, and that's when he flipped a switch and went off on us and just left in a huff and called the cops because he didn't like his authority challenged. But if you start giving out false information and somebody calls you on it, you kind of asking for that. And of course, again, there was no signs where we were parked, and his excuse was we're in the process of getting one put up. But as it stood at that particular moment, yeah, there was no parking or no camping sign there. There was no signs at all. So let's wrap it up. Here's a shout out to the channel members. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.